Sets in Python are mutable, meaning that they can change while the application is running. So I can create an initial set and add elements to it. And we're going to look at a couple ways of doing that in this video. So here I've created an initial set with some values. And then I want to add an element. We're going to print that element out and see how it affects the set. And then we're going to see what happens if we try to add an element that already exists in that set. So let's run the script. And notice the first time I run it, it's added 4, and I see 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then I try to add 2. And when I print it out, it prints out 1, 2, 3, and 4. Notice that there was no error message. It just completely ignores the duplicate value. And that's a real helpful thing. It makes it a little bit faster to work with. We don't have to worry about error checking because it's going to follow the mathematical set properties and ignore any duplicate values. Here I have another set, and I want to add it to my first set. So I have set 1, 1, 2, and 3, and set 2, 6, 7, and 8. I'll then call set1.update and pass in set 2. This will combine all of my elements from the second set and add it to my first set. You can see my first 2 sets, and then you see the set 1. Notice it is combined of the 2 sets, but set 2 remains as it was. So set 1 does get modified with this. We need to be careful of this if we want to make sure that set 1 is not modified. If we want it to be modified, then that's fine. If we need to remove an element from a set, we actually have 2 different ways that we can do it. Discard and remove. And you notice I have a print statement letting us know which one we're about to do. And while both of these methods will remove an element that exists in my set, if the element does not exist, there will be a variation. The variation is discard will ignore it and just let you keep on running. Remove will throw an exception. In that case, we need to use something like a try except block in order to capture that exception if we don't want our application to crash on us. Notice I have getting ready to discard, and then when I call discard, there's no error. Notice, however, that there's an error on line 5 when I call set1.remove, because it cannot find that key, and therefore the key error is thrown. So here I have a set. Notice I have mixed data types, both numbers and strings. And they're in a list, so they'll be individually managed. And then I'm running a for loop. My set is an iterable object, which means I can loop through my items and print out their values. Here, each item is printed out individually. So this allows me to loop through my set if I need to for any application. Kind of similarly, I can use the in or not in operators to search for an item inside of my list. Here I've created that same set, and instead of looping through it to try to find an item, I'll just use an if statement with the in. Or I can use not in to see if something is not in a list. And element 2 was in our set, and it was found, and so we printed that out. An element of string z, however, was not in the set, and we use the not in to check for that. So that's just some real basic ways to start working with sets. We'll look at some additional, more advanced ways in our next video.